Viktor Frankl, whose full name was Viktor Emil Frankl, was an Austrian psychiatrist and neurologist, as well as a Holocaust survivor. He was born on March 26, 1905 in Vienna, Austria, and died on September 2, 1997 in Vienna. Frankl is best known for his development of logotherapy, a psychotherapeutic approach that focuses on the search for meaning in life. When the situation is good, enjoy it. When the situation is bad, transform it. When the situation cannot be transformed, transform yourself. Nothing provides a better capacity for overcoming and resilience in the face of problems and difficulties in general than the awareness of having a mission in life. No one has the right to practice injustice, not even the one who has suffered injustice. The will to humor, the attempt to see things from a funny perspective, is a useful trick for the art of living. The best way to achieve personal fulfillment is to dedicate ourselves to selfless goals. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. More and more, people have the means to live, but not a reason to live. What then is a human being? It is the being who always decides what he is. It is the being who invented the gas chambers, but it is also the being who entered the gas chambers, upright, with a prayer on his lips. If we realize that life truly has meaning, we also realize that we are useful to one another. To be a human being is to work for something beyond oneself. Love is the only way to grasp another human being in the innermost core of their personality. The courage of confession elevates the value of testimony. We must transform the negative aspects of life into something constructive. Man should not ask what the meaning of life is, but he should realize that life is asking him. What emits light must endure the heat. If you don't know your mission in life, you already have one: to find it. Live as if you were living life a second time, and that in the first time you acted wrong. One of the main characteristics of human existence lies in the ability to rise above biological, psychological, and sociological conditions to grow beyond them. There is no doubt that self-love, when anchored in deeper spiritual areas, cannot be shaken by a situation of tremendous suffering. Mental health is based on a certain degree of tension, the tension between what has already been achieved and what still should be achieved, or the gap between what one is and what one should become. All nihilism is characterized by skepticism about meaning, accompanied by relativism regarding values. There are on earth two races of human beings, and truly only these two: the race of upright people and that of corrupt people. God is the partner of our most intimate dialogues with ourselves. If there is meaning in everything in life, then there must also be meaning in suffering. Suffering is an indelible part of life, even if fate is death. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete. I am not the product of the past. I am the product of a change assumed and lived intensely. If it's not in your hands to change a situation that's causing you pain, you can always choose the attitude with which you approach that suffering. Through their love, the person who loves enables the loved one to realize their potential. By making them aware of what they can be and what should be realized, the one who loves helps these potentialities to come true. Ultimately, living means taking responsibility for responding adequately to the questions of life, for fulfilling the tasks that life sets for each individual, for fulfilling the requirement of the moment. Decent people form a minority. More than that, they will always be a minority. That's why the bigger challenge is for us to join the minority, because the world is in a bad situation, and it's going to get worse if each of us doesn't do our best. One way to find meaning in life is to experience something, like kindness, truth, and beauty. Experiencing nature and culture, or experiencing another human being in their own uniqueness by loving them. Despair is suffering without purpose. Pleasure is and must remain a byproduct. It will be nullified and compromised to the extent that it is made an end in itself. In the past, nothing is irretrievably lost, but is all irrevocably stored. There are on earth two races of human beings, and truly only these two, the upright and the corrupt. If one day in life it seemed like freedom was a beautiful dream, then another day will come when all the suffering experienced in the past will seem like a mere nightmare. One of the main characteristics of human existence lies in the ability to rise above their conditions, to grow beyond them. Human beings are capable of changing the world for the better if possible, and changing themselves for the better if necessary. Man should be aware that his mission is to live a life full of meaning and to provide transcendent answers to every situation. Because, more and more, people have the means to live but no reason to live. The man who has not passed through adversities really does not know himself well. What we really need is a radical change in our attitude toward life. Death can only cause terror to those who do not know how to fill the time given to them to live. Man is the child of his past, but not its slave, and he is the father of his future. Live as if you were living life a second time, and as if in the first time you acted as wrongly as you are about to act now. The truth is that love is the ultimate and highest goal to which humanity can aspire. It is possible to provide existentially frustrated people with a sense of life. No, we cannot do it. We can, at most, try to understand it. And I would start by emphasizing that it is not possible to give meaning, but only to find it. Faith is not a way of thinking from which reality has been subtracted, but a way of thinking to which the thinker's existentiality has been added. The individual's search for meaning is the primary motivation in their life, and not a secondary rationalization of instinctual drives. Human beings cannot be completely conditioned and defined. They define themselves either by yielding to circumstances or by rebelling against them. In other words, human beings are essentially endowed with free will. They do not exist simply, but always decide how their existence will be, what they will become in the next moment. No one can have a full awareness of the essence of another human being without loving them. Through their love, a person becomes capable of seeing the characteristic traits and essential features of their loved one. Furthermore, they see what is potentially contained within them, what is not yet, but should be realized. Do not seek success. More than that, the more you seek it and make it a target, the more you will miss it. Because success, like happiness, cannot be pursued, it must happen and only takes place as a byproduct of personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or as a byproduct of personal surrender to another being. It didn't matter much what we expected from life, but rather what life expected from us. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. Unhappiness is a symptom of disalignment. This value system could be responsible for the circumstance of the burden of inevitable unhappiness being compounded by the unhappiness of being unhappy. We need to learn and also teach people in despair that it really never and ever matters what we still have to expect from life, but only what life expects from us. Logotherapy is based on the technique called paradoxical intention, on the double fact that fear produces what we are afraid of, and that excessive intention prevents what we desire. The Logos is deeper than logic. The desire for meaning is found in life. If the meaning of interpretation is revealed, the disease is fought more effectively. Man cannot continue to be regarded as a being whose basic concern is to satisfy impulses and gratify instincts, or else to reconcile the ego and the superego, nor can human reality be understood merely as a result of conditioning processes or conditioned reflexes. What a human being really needs is not a tension-free state, but rather the striving and struggling for a worthwhile goal, a freely chosen task. What they need is not the discharge of tension at any cost, but the call of a potential meaning waiting to be fulfilled. A man can be deprived of everything except one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's personal attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. It is this spiritual freedom that cannot be taken from us, which makes life meaningful and purposeful. The person who has become aware of this responsibility in relation to the work they expect from him, or towards the person who loves him and expects him, will never be able to throw away his life. He knows the why of his existence, and therefore can bear almost any how.